Okay. Who has been to Greece? Anyone been to Greece? You've been to Greece? Wow, fantastic. Okay. So, a little bit about Greece. It's on It's on this south side of Europe, and the country consists of many islands. Some of them very, very famous islands. And there's only 10 million people in the whole of Greece. Out of that, about 3 million people live in Athens. And Athens is the tip of the continent over here, of the sort of Asian continent or part of Europe. And Greece is part of EU and also part of the Schengen Agreement. It has a long coastline, lots of islands, like Indonesia, lots of islands. The weather is nice all year round. It has lots of sunny days. It's Mediterranean weather. And it actually, when I go to Greece, I'm very surprised that a lot of people speak English. So we do business in Spain, in Portugal, but I find that the level of English in Greece is the highest. And in terms of GDP, much of the economy is services, and that is tourism, and the services that have to do with tourism, such as restaurants and all that. And then a large part of the economy is also dominated by shipping. So they have a port called Piraeus, and Piraeus port serves much of Northern Europe and Eastern Europe. It is Europe's fourth or fifth largest port. So a lot of the goods that come particularly from China actually go through Piraeus, and then it goes through to the rest of Europe. So it's, Athens is actually a very important strategic location for logistics. Also, they have some agriculture. And agriculture is olives for their lovely olive oil. They also have wineries. They have lots of nuts, different types of nuts. Pistachio nuts is one of their nuts. And because Dubai chocolate is very famous, also make pistachio nuts very famous. So I hear there's a lack of pistachio nuts in the world. So Greece should and would export more and more pistachio nuts. And it's also construction. So particularly after the pandemic, construction has really kicked up. And if you look at Athens, there's lots of cranes around the area. It actually looks very promising, particularly for asset holders to look at the landscape of how Athens is being renewed. So we know that we will make money from our investment, the investment will grow. There is, they have the highest GDP growth in Europe. It's at 2.3% at the moment, estimated. And so they're doing really well in terms of the economy. The tourism economy well and truly has picked up since the pandemic. These are things you can do in Greece. The first one is Acropolis. So everyone, they arrive to Greece and they will go to Acropolis. That's usually the first thing. And then you walk around all the ancient sites. And then after that, you might want to go shopping in Plaka, shopping in Monastiraki. And then you will take perhaps a ferry out to one of the islands. You go and eat feta cheese and Greek salad. And in terms of the property market, what happened in between 2009 to 2013 is the property prices tanked by more than 50%, so about 60%. Then it started creeping up a little bit. Then COVID happened, and then it kind of stabilized, but and went down a little bit. To me, it is the best time at the moment to invest in Greece. The property prices are still some 15 or 17% lower than what it was in 2008. So it is the best time to invest. When we buy stocks, right, or Bitcoin, which is really high at the moment. So they say if you buy when the market is low, but then we are not like confident when the market is low. Then when the market is high, we regret. So actually, Greece, the market is stable and lowish at the moment. It is actually the right time to buy. Property prices have been growing in 2024 by 6.5%. And there is a 35% increase in sales, notably in 2024. So it is actually a great time to invest in Greece and in Athens. Furthermore, there is a low transfer tax of only 3.09%. Compared to Singapore, foreigners pay 60% more. And Australia, foreigners pay about 14%. So in Greece, everyone pays the same, and it's only 3.09%. There's no capital gains tax. When you sell your property, you do not pay capital gains tax at all. And to maintain these properties, I called it holding cost. It's one of the lowest municipal council tax in Europe, and I think in the world. Australia municipal council tax is crazy. For an apartment, it's about 1,000 to 2,000 per year. In Greece, it's about 200 euros per year. I actually asked the developer again, is it per month or per year? But it's per year. And maintenance cost is also relatively low at about 50 to 60 euros per month, that one. And there's no VAT for new buildings. So if you are in the construction or property industry, you realize a lot of the cost of building your kitchen or your house or the cement is lumped into SST, sales tax, or a VAT and all that. But property builders there don't need to pay VAT since 2019 because the government is trying to encourage construction, encourage encourage buildings, and encourage renewable energy actually. So they want to encourage green buildings and all that. So they want these buildings renewed. Also, there is a 4%, you will estimate a 4% rental yield in the properties that you buy, which is relatively high. In Portugal, it's about 3%, 2.3%. And rental income is taxed at only 15% per annum. Now, therefore, the Greek Golden Visa is one of the most popular golden visas. Used to be Spain, but Spain has stopped on the 3rd of April this year. But anyway, Spain was 500,000 and Greece is 250,000 minimum investment. So it is a very popular program. There's more than 50,000 golden visas issued, and last year was a record year. It was about 9,000 issued. And the minimum investment, why this program is popular? Because the minimum investment is only 250,000 euros. And you can rent out the property. So there are some countries, it is 250,000 euros, but you can't rent out the property. And basically, you also get a 5-year, once you invest, you basically get a 5-year golden visa card and you can renew it 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, and so on. There's no minimum stay requirements. So you need to stay 0 days and you can maintain the golden visa. You just need to go once for the biometrics every 5 years. It's a fast processing time. From the time you invest to the time we submit, to the time you will get they call it a blue letter within 2 to 3 months, and that allows you to access Greece. And within 1 year after the biometrics, you get the card. The card allows you to access Europe and allows you then to live. Your children can study in Europe. You get healthcare, free healthcare in Europe, and it's a great plan B. So the European Union and Schengen, Georgina has explained this, that 29 countries that you have access to. And the criteria is basically really simple. You just have to prove that you own a property, and these properties are great to own. I feel that there will be a good capital appreciation, and also you get a stable yield, and you get health insurance. So probably I'll say I will cover this later. Now, there are 3 different ways to invest in property that qualifies for the Greek Golden Visa. The first way is 800,000 minimum investment. If the property is a residential property in the main cities of Attica, Thessaloniki, Mykonos, Santorini, and basically islands that have 3,100 residents. For residential property, the minimum investment is 800,000 euros. Outside of these main cities, it's 400,000 euros residential property. But if the property is converted from commercial to residential, that minimum investment drops to 250,000 euros. This is a new rule as of the 31st of August 2024. It is a rule by the government to encourage foreign investment, to renew the cities, because every city will have a lot of offices, but maybe since COVID, we realized we don't need so many offices. And but the cities have a lack of housing. So many commercial buildings, not enough places for people to stay. So it is a smart move by the government to take foreign investment or to encourage foreign investment to renew these cities and to restore the cities. So there are a handful of developers who go in and buy a building. It could be an old factory, it could be an old office building, it can be an old language center or an old shop. And they convert it. They apply to the municipal council to convert it from commercial to residential, and they build or they renovate and then they sell it. Okay? So these are the type of properties we can buy, and it qualifies us for the Greek Golden Visa. Family reunification, we can bring in our spouse, children up to 21, extendable to 24 if the initial application submitted is 21. Parents of the applicant, parents of the spouse. Documents required. We just need a simple power of attorney. We take you through. Georgina is great with paperwork. She will take you through, and basically just going through the power of attorney, explaining that to you, and then showing you where to go to get that apostille. Valid passport, proof of investment, which is the title. You actually get the title of the property, and proof of relationship such as birth certificates and marriage certificate. I'll talk about health insurance later. Now, the application process is very simple. First step is you appoint your legal representative. We recommend you one, or you might have one, but we recommend you one. Then you select your preferred investment option. We also recommend you one. And we actually go through many before we recommend you one. And then the lawyer will do legal due diligence on the lawyer, look at titles, encumbrances, etc. And then they help you obtain a Greek tax number, and with that, you can transact and buy your property. You will get the title immediately. Malaysia, it takes like 3 years or something like that to get the title. I don't know about here, but you get the title. And then you collect the required documents. So valid passport, health insurance, I'll cover that later, proof of investment, which is the title, and proof of relationship with dependents, again, marriage cert and all that. And then the lawyer translates the documents into Greek and we submit. So once we submit and pay the applicable government fees, I'll cover that later, we receive a temporary residence permit. And this allows you to travel to Greece. And then about 6 months to a year later, we get called for our biometrics, and we can then do the biometrics appointment. And then once we do that, we get the Golden Visa card. This Golden Visa card is valid for 5 years, and we renew it every 5 years. So long as we hold the property, we can have the golden visa card. So the general cost is property, 250,000, purchase tax, 3.09%, like I explained before, notary, 1.24%, land registry, 0.65% per 750, resident permit, to the government fees is 2,000, and then reunified members is 450. Issuers of cards is 16 each. Medical insurance is about 100 per year. Now, it's a little bit small, but medical insurance for under 40 is 70 per year, and 40 to 65 is 90 per year. So averaging about 80 per year is the insurance. Now, the insurance is a private medical insurance, so it allows you then to access private health care in Greece. And it also allows that you are also allowed to make use of the public health care in Greece, which is nice. And it's one of the benefits. Basically, there's some legal fees, 1,000 per applicant, and also a property legal fees of 1% plus VAT. A little bit about Athens. So Athens consists of the port, Piraeus, then there's a road that leads up to Athens city. And in the middle of Athens city is the Acropolis. It's on a hill, so you can actually see the Acropolis throughout. You can look that way and see the Acropolis, look that way and see the Acropolis. And then there's Piraeus, the port, and also Glyphada, which is the Athens Riviera, it's called. And the minimum investment is 250,000. So we have several choices actually for the minimum investment, but we have narrowed it down to basically one developer and 3 of these developments. And as I explained, you will probably realize why. So we are introducing a company called 𝙂𝙍𝙀𝙀𝘾𝙀. 𝙂𝙂𝙀𝙀𝙀 are a brand with a development or construction company called Nova Capital. And Nova Capital are builders. They are renovators and they're builders. And then they also have a property development team and they have a property management team. So it's basically all the services you would require for a property under one roof. And they're the largest. They also own the Hilton Garden Inn in Athens and several more Hilton hotels around Greece. So they are residential and hotel properties. What we like is they are actually a developer for the local market as well. And they've been around and they're large. I think they're the largest. And we went to their office. They have a big design team, we saw local buyers there, which was nice. They have their architectural team, the engineers and all that. So we found that we can trust them as they're a strong developer. Vasilis, would you like to explain a little bit more about your... So this is Vasilis from 𝙂𝙀𝙀𝙀𝘀.